20 years, two strokes, two marathons, two Guinness World Record attempts. And here we are. Today is Thankful Thursday. It's also Throwback Thursday with Fiance Files with the one and only Sekou Wright and Fee King. Join us today. Check in, chat with us. We're talking about all things love, relationships, friendships, challenges, how we navigate our relationship. Let's go.
All right. We are here. We are
We are here.
here. So where are you, Fee?
Good morning, fiance. I am in Crofton, Maryland.
Okay.
At Cozy Bean. Cozy Bean is my favorite coffee shop in Crofton. Favorite.
Okay.
I already
Okay.
ordered. They'll have it ready for me at 10:20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that part.
That's cool. I'm hearing an echo. Am I hearing? Yeah, I'm hearing
Oh,
the voice.
maybe let me know how this sounds. I took the speaker out. Is that better?
Testing. That sounds good. So,
Okay.
folks, welcome to the Fiance Files. Welcome to the Fiance Files, and we're getting more and more love for the Fiance Files, and we appreciate it. And we're talking about everything. Everything. And yeah. And so
Where's my other baby? Where's my other baby?
oh, he's right here. He's right here, chilling.
Can you tilt the camera so I can see him and say good
No,
morning?
because I got too many things on the desk. But I'll take a photo.
What happens when your fiance says no to you, ladies? What do you do? Like, we don't like
Yeah.
No's are like
Yeah.
no's are no.
No. I'll take a picture of him. Yeah.
Take a picture.
Buddy. Yeah. So anyway, what are we talking about today, Fee? What are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? Oh my goodness.
So much to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever not recognized your partner? You're like, wait a minute, who are you? Who is this person that I said yes to? Who is this new person?
Wow.
I am experiencing that. Specifically last night, I experienced a whole new version of Sekou Wright.
Wow.
Shout out to you, Sekou, shout out to you for having the courage to do the work that it takes to get yourself from where you were to where you want to be. Shout out to you. And I don't know if you ever just look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you, Sekou, and you are doing the work. Because last night when I saw last night Sekou taught.
Yeah, let's get people up to speed. So last night was my seminar, the first half of my seminar. I did this seminar for Rockland CSL. It's a church in Rockland County. And when I gave a speech to them, when I preached a sermon to them recently, they asked for me to come and do something. Come and do some workshop. And this is the fulfillment of that wish.
And they asked you to do the workshop specifically around money. So there's a practitioner who was filling in for Rev Melissa. She was filling in for Rev Melissa. She was so moved, so blown away by your sermon. She had no idea that it was going to be about money. She said, this sounds like something we should have kind of in rotation. This should be a part of our center, Rockland CSL. She planted the seed grew, and here we were last night. I tuned in from Maryland, and I did not recognize Sekou. Your voice, your energy, your flow. Some of the teaching was new to me, and I've been listening to your teaching in person, afar, but it speaks volumes to the work. It just speaks. Here's the thing. I've never had that kind of tragic occurrence. You don't even have to have had a tragic occurrence to know that if you continue to show up and do the work, you can't help but progress. And I've been seeing your progression. People who are following you on social media have been seeing sound bites, snippets of your progression. But
Yeah.
last night it's like it all came together. And let me tell you something else, Sekou writes.
Tell me something else. Tell me something else.
People are watching and people are being moved and people are grateful that you're sharing your story. A friend of mine from LA, we were actors together. I have not seen this woman. I've not spoken to this woman in probably 15, 16, 18 years. She messaged me on Instagram. She said, Fee, I know your husband suffered from a stroke, and I really need to talk to you because my boyfriend just had 2 strokes and 5 seizures. And so when people talk about their testimony, it is so important for us, you to continue to share your testimony because somebody needs to hear it. And last night, what you shared about money, I and all of those people on your webinar needed to hear your tips about money and your tips about surviving a stroke over and over and over. And I don't care, y'all, if you've heard it 20 times, you're going to hear it 200 more times because people need to hear it. They need to know that they're not alone in this thing. I feel like I just went all the way off.
Yeah, you went all the way off. You went all the way off. You went in it. You got in it. But thank you, Fee, because I think it helps me. It helps me form different relationships between the me that was before and the me that there is now. I'm separating things by the stroke. And the me that is now is different than the guy who was before, because before I was like, I was doing some money things now. I was doing some money things, but I was doing it lightly. I was like, little this, little that. I mean, I was in it, but I was telling people to buy stocks, but I existed at a certain level, meaning I wasn't going to do anything radical with it. But then after the stroke, after we spent the money that you called for me by using GoFundMe, I was like, yo, that was quick. That money was gone quickly, and the bills kept coming. And I thought, I've got to think about money in a different kind of way. I got to go all the way in, like all the way in. And so going all the way in has shaped me. And for the record, last night when I sat down in front of my Canva, which is a programming app, I started writing. My plan was to write my notes from my phone and transfer them from my phone to the computer. But a whole new thing came out. A whole new thing. The 5 was completely different. And I was like, what is this? And I got feedback from it. Boom said that she has an app that I told her to get. She's like, I've been using it. I've had it for years, but I didn't know to use it the way you told me to use this thing.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Most of this information, all of this information is not new.
Yeah.
All of this information that you're sharing, Tony Robbins is sharing, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Bob Proctor, it's not new.
It's not new.
People need to be ready for it though. And because you are new, the information is hitting differently and it's hitting different people. Yeah. And it's not just because of your newness, it's because of where we are in the world post-COVID. People are realizing, I might need to be open to a different way. And maybe I don't know anything about money. And maybe I can actually work smarter versus working harder. And maybe I can stop trading time for money because this man, Sekou Wrights, had 2 strokes and this man has not worked a job. He has not traded time for money in over 2 years. What?
I know. It's crazy. It is crazy to me.
It is crazy.
I mean, it's been crazy because I was so caught up in finding money here, finding money there, finding money, that I wasn't seeing the big picture. And now I sit back and I'm seeing the big picture and seeing how these small pieces have to be learned. These small pieces have to be taught and have to be learned and have to be synchronized. because we just started skipping over the small things, looking for the big things. Where's the big make me rich, make me rich, make me rich? But it's here. It's here. It's right here. The small things that you need to do to make yourself rich. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think I'm freezing or someone, but so you were saying something about the big thing, but I want you to say that again because I missed it and I'm constantly learning every time we are talking together in person,
Yeah,
running.
I was saying that we as people are always looking up for the magical make me rich. Right? We're looking up. Oh, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right? But we need to look down. We need to look down at what we're doing every day. Every day. Every day. And that will turn the whole thing around. That will and what you got to do besides doing that is change your mindset. Change your mindset. You got to change the channel because if you don't change the channel, nothing's going to happen. If you don't change the channel, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to be lost in the sauce, right? But if you change your channel, and I mean, my channel got shifted. My channel got shifted in a very dramatic way. I would not recommend it to anybody, but my channel got shifted. My channel was like right,
Yeah,
and so I had to approach things differently.
I want to add before we move on, when you said people are always looking up, waiting for the magical riches to fall from the sky, or they're praying to God, please, please, please send me. In addition to looking down, I think Rev Melissa would say, go within, which is where the mind shift happens. It's like you really get to deal with yourself and your relationship with and to money. Every single day, I'm dealing with myself. And I'm like,
yeah.
The good news is that it's not too late. Yeah. And can you, I want you to talk about that because you had a woman in your class last night who I don't know, I've never seen this woman. And she said some things that like, I literally had a hard time sleeping last night. I was like, come on, I need to go to sleep. I need to get up early. But what she said had me up in a good way.
Really?
It had my mind going. Do you remember what she said, babe?
Yeah, but help me out. Help me understand what it was that affected you so much.
What affected me so much was she's 66 years old. I believe she's probably an entrepreneur or independent. She's a hairstylist. She had $10,000 and it's gone. She said, I'm close to retirement. Like, I need to learn. I need this to work, is what she said. She said, I need this to work, and I'm going to listen to everything you say because I'm now on the other side.
Yeah. That touched me. That touched me still. And I have so many stories. I have so many stories because I've made so many mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, but
haven't we all?
They were all my prior to the stroke. All my prior to the stroke things. But post stroke, I've been on it. I've been figuring it out. And what I've discovered is there's been so many occasions in my life where I had a big pot of money. Big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? Big pot of gold, right? But I blew it. I blew the pot of gold, blew the money. And then I was like, what happened? Because I thought that once you became rich, that's it. Once you became rich, that's it. And you just stay rich. And I was like, why do I keep slipping back to myself? Like, why am I not staying rich? And it's not what you do with the money. It's wait, what's my quote? It's not what you do to make the money.
What you know? It's what you do to keep the money, to grow the money?
Yes, what you do to keep the money. Yes, what you do to keep the money. Yes.
I'm typing in the chat real quick because I think this is a book and I don't want to lose it. This is for you. Why am I not staying rich? Is that what you said?
Yeah, really. Because people think about it now. All of us have done it. You think that once you get there, once you're like, Denzel Washington or somebody who made it, got everything, you just make it once. No, no, you've got to find out what to do with the money. You know what? I heard that Denzel Washington was getting coaching, and I was like, what? Getting coaching? He's doing everything. But no, you don't understand. You don't understand where to put your money is critical. There's a show called Ballers on HBO, and it's The Rock's in it, and he's playing a football player who was injured and became a money manager. He became a money manager for the football players, and he's trying to help them figure it out. And it's fascinating. Yeah, it's fascinating watching it because I remember watching this show. I remember watching the show, and it was just fun. That's all it was. It was just fun to me. But now I'm sitting here like this, watching him talk to these football players about money and where to put money. I have a completely new understanding of this show. And it's born out of where you are. Where you are. Because where I was before, I was, it's funny.
You look at it almost serious. Huh? I was saying you looked at it, the shows, as entertainment. All of the shows that we watch together, and I know even I'm sure with your sci-fi movies, we watch them from a different lens because our mind has changed around what we thought we knew.
Yes.
Because we didn't know it. We didn't know anything. Now we know just a little more, and every day I'm learning more and more. And even the conversations that I'm having with people, whether it's in passing coffee shop, when I get to do Uber when I'm in Maryland, the conversations are different.
Yes, they are, because you are different, and where you're talking from is different, where you're speaking from is different. And I'm telling you, before the stroke, I was all on the same thing. I was all on, why am I not saying rich? Or Fatima put it in here. Why am I not saying which? Why am I not saying rich? Right? Yes, why am I not saying rich?
Why am I not saying rich?
But it's about what you do with your money. Because it's not about how much money you make. Because I was making $200,000 a year, right? And not saving anything. I had a savings account, but I wasn't really saving anything. And then I had a DoorDash job. And I went from $200,000 to a DoorDash job, and I started doing things that equate with what you're supposed to do when I had a DoorDash job. And that money accumulated fast. It accumulated fast. I was like, what is happening? What's happening? Because it's not about how much you have. It's about what you do to keep it. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing right there.
That is so beautiful. Sekou, I think the other thing, what I gleaned from your teaching last night was one doesn't need to become as passionate as the teacher about a theme. So for the sake of this is about money. One doesn't have to become as passionate as you are about it to have a willingness to make some shifts. Now, if people are good where they are, that's great. They're not for you. Yep. They're not for you. But last night, I realized it is so important to me. I am so committed that I literally, because I tend to be a multitasker. You know that about me. Yeah. And one of the things that I'm working on is really being still and being present to receive what it is I need to receive. And last night, it felt so good to be still and present. I pulled over at Wawa and I'm listening. And like so much of this I've heard before, but it's hitting me different. It's hitting me different. And everything the other things that I listen to are echoing exactly what you're saying. Because Bob Proctor, I'm a student of Bob Proctor.
Bob Proctor, Proctor,
and I hope I can find it in this book because I want to read it verbatim from his writing. He says, you don't need to make more money to become rich. And I don't know about people out there, but sometimes I feel like I needed to hear that 20, 30, 50 times before it's like, oh, okay, I can actually build from where I am. And when that 66-year-old woman shared her story, it was an aha
Yeah.
moment for me. And I said, he's got to do this work. Like, you've been tasked to do this work, right?
Yeah.
And I know it. I'm so grateful for your stroke.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for your stroke because it has helped you to become the man that you were en route to becoming.
You know, it feels funny hearing you say that, but I mean, my stroke is still something I'm dealing with, and I'm still fighting against. But what it's done for me mentally is shaking me up. It is shaking me up. It is shaking me up, and it has allowed me to see things in a different way, in a different way, and and so it's, and so that period of this period of clarity has meant so much to me and to the people that I'm speaking to, because my clarity has come from months and weeks and days of me hashing out the material. And when I say what I sat there and I started to type in with these notes and something else came up, I was like, oh, and I did it. And so it was my first time saying those words last night, and it really resonated with her, and it really resonated with you. And it helped me to have someone give feedback, to give feedback. I was like, wow, this thing that I just wrote is having this effect on her. I was like, okay, now we got it. But I had to keep trying. I had to keep trying this. But now I've got it.
And you don't even need to memorize it because you are living it. I think the shift, I want to attribute some of your shift, your pivot to your new financial wealth manager. I think you've learned a lot more from him. Your faith has increased. And because you moved forward with getting a financial, I don't know, is he a wealth advisor? What do you call him? Financial advisor?
I don't know what I call him. I call him the man. And mind you, his level of experience and knowledge is way up here. He'll talk to me and I'll be like, yeah, I didn't understand what you said, but but I'm going with it. Whatever you said, I'm going with it because I understand what he's talking about. But I understand that he is working with me to figure it out how I can make my money work. And just the fact that he's shown me so much in such a small amount of time. He's got my mom on. He's got, people that I love, I'm willing to share him with because I know he's doing the right things. Yes. He is the man.
He is the man. He's the man. And you are the man, Sekou writes. You are the man.
Thank you.
Can I read something to you and to our audience? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, read.
This is from Bob Proctor. Yes, I carry this everywhere I go now. Bob says, I want to just wait for this big, he's coming. It's a big truck. So
it's all good.
It's very loud.
It's all good. We know you're here. We know y'all here. But while you're looking, I'm gonna show this thing.
Do you see the truck?
Yeah, I see it.
Dollar General, who forbids me to shop at Dollar General, y'all. He forbids Dollar General, the dollar store, Family Dollar.
We're not gonna talk about the dollar store. We're not talking about dollar store. Listen, I don't understand, but I'm going with it. That's confidence.
And you know what, Fatima? Yeah. I didn't understand. During COVID, I did not understand what Sekou was doing, what he was talking about. Because I trusted him, I went with it. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Something happened this morning. I got some news this morning. All right, so can I read from?
Wait now. You start something new. You know, people are sitting there like, what happened? So come on with it. Uh-oh, you're not ready?
Okay, so I am ready because it's so important. As you know, or maybe you don't know, I know you know, Sekou, that my cousin Rosetta transitioned. And she and I would have these conversations a lot about life insurance, wills, and legacy. And I'm so proud of her for making sure that she had life insurance to leave to her niece. And I got the message today that it paid out. What I didn't know is that she had a second policy. And when I shared this information with her human resources department, because she has a 401k also that goes to her niece, today, all I thought about was how much money this 7-year-old baby will have as long as her people do the right thing, which is not go shopping, not take trips, but to invest so that it will grow for her as she grows. And that's the mindset shift. Because in the past, I would not have thought that way. And today, all I think about is not just the present, but our future and being able to help the next generation have a little more ease as they move into adulthood. And it just made me so proud that my cousin left here with a heightened level of awareness around money. And so I'm just really grateful that she was your student because she would take your seminars. She would call you and ask questions.
Yeah, she did.
And
she did.
She did the right thing. She did the right thing. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, P. And dry your eyes. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. I can't hug you from a long distance. Hug you right here. Hug you right here. But that's important because uh, because you know it's like you have something and you want to preserve it, as you say, for the next generation. But what I've discovered is that people aren't synced up to that. People aren't synced up to that. And what they think is they gotta save it all or spend it all. Kind of. It's like this weird kind of mindset shift. And so what I'm thinking is that if they just put 10% aside away and left it alone, if they just did that, that would be beneficial. That would be beneficial. And they can still go out and do your things, spend your money, but you got to set aside that 10%. You got to set aside that 10% for the stock market. In the stock market, you got to set aside the 10% for the stock market because then it grows faster.
Yes. And set aside an additional 10% so that you can fund your emergency fund because life is happening. It's going to continue to happen. And your emergency might be a tire, or it might be a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be something.
It's going to be something. Because, a stroke.
It's not fear, but preparation.
Yeah.
Preparation and preventative. This is a preventative PSA because we can prevent a lot of hardships for ourselves and for the people we love. I'm so grateful that I'm getting this now. I really wish, that I would have gotten it in my 30s.
Listen,
I'm sure we all do.
So have I. So have I. I've had that same wish, but I'm getting it together now, and I'm getting it together for everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think we're out of time, boo.
Yeah, I know. But I would want to be here for you for a few minutes. Yeah. All right. So Fatima is putting our stuff together. 10%. Aside, leave alone. Additional 10% for emergency fund. Yeah. Now, if you can afford that, if you can afford 10%, 10%, that's 20%. If you can afford that, that's great. If you cannot afford that, 10% and then split it down the middle.
Yes. Even if it's that's a great reminder, Sekou. It can be as little as 1-2%. However, it needs to be something. And then lastly, because I struggled with this, which is how am I going to be able to afford it? And I think the question really is, how can I not? You cannot afford to not do it. And so sometimes what that means is really looking at ourselves and our lives and checking, what are we spending our money and our time on? What are you spending your money and your time on? One of my favorite sayings and quotes is, when I say no to you, I'm saying yes to me. I think we need to start saying no to a lot of things and a lot of people so that we can say yes to ourselves. That's all I got, boo.
Yeah. I appreciate you, boo. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the team for putting the notes in. And yeah, thanks so much. Oh, last note, I have to say that those of you who missed the first session, which was last night, there is another one. There's another one. Next Wednesday, 21st. Yes, you can come to that one and you still get the recording of what happened last night. Mind you, get the recording of what happened last night. Yeah, go ahead.
And I want to say, I gifted someone a entry ticket and no one accepted that. So I lovingly invite you to open yourselves up and to take advantage of an opportunity. Right. I don't know if I'll do it next week. I don't know. But I did it last night and no one showed up. And so it's
you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. Because, it's for real. It's for real. So do the right thing with your money. Make the right decision for yourself. Don't think that I'm too lofty for this. Don't think that I've gone too far for this. This is for everyone. This is for everyone. Ashe.
And now
is better than
perfect. Right now is better than perfect.
Right now is better than perfect. Ashe. Later, guys.